Hello and welcome to this video. I'm gonna play a session at CoinPoker NL25 and explain my decisions. This video is for entertainment purposes and I'm not trying to teach anyone how to play poker. Jack 9, Jack 8 offsuit, we just fold against two players. If this guy didn't call, I would have defended with ante. 4 or 5 suited, we open. We can call a 3-bet. Our hand does okay against overpairs. Okay, we hit the board. It's not the best board for our hand, but we'll have to call the flop. Ace queen offsuit with 3-bet. 13 big blinds is the standard sizing in GTO. Opponent checks. Do we want to check? Well, when he checks, he has like pocket pairs, so I don't think it makes sense to bet. He has kings, queens, jacks, 10s, 9s, hands like that, and give ups. It will be really hard to make him fold. We have some showdown. I don't know if he gives up with king queen offsuit, but now we lose on the river even to king queen offsuit. I don't think we win with 4-5, but I don't want to bluff with this hand because we have showdown. I don't know how often we win on the showdown, but let's see. Yeah, we lose to 10s. 7-9 suited, we can 3-bet. Suited connectors, gap connectors, you can 3-bet a lot. People at these stakes don't 3-bet wide enough on big blind. Now we play heads up, so we open any suited hand. This is our board. It suits my range better because if he had aces or jacks, he would have 3-bet. Ace jack would have 3-bet, but we don't have that many backdoors with our hand. If we had like a deuce and a club, I would have bet on the flop. I just give up with this hand. King jack off is an open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want to 3-bet this hand. Pocket threes, we just call. The worst board possible. We just give up. If he was bluffing with an ace or a 9, he still had like a lot of equity against our hand. In heads up, we play very wide and we open raise every hand almost. He 3-bets with incorrect sizing, so I will just defend 6-3. We didn't hit, so I will just give up against this half pot. We started at $335. This is the bankroll for NL25. Queen Jack suited. I will just call. I can potentially 3-bet this hand, but it will be really ugly if I 3-bet and get a 4-bet, because I want to see the flop with this hand. Small bet. Okay, we hit the nuts. He probably doesn't have anything. We can't hit the board in heads up, so this is pretty lame. On this board we just try to value bet ace high. Yeah, it's hard to get paid when you have a top boat, not so many hands that he can have. We have a deuce. Does it make sense to bet? We can check, we can bet, doesn't really matter. The downside of checking is that there are many hands that get realization. Yeah, but on this board it's kind of tough to defend with a deuce. With pocket aces I could have raised more against a recreational player, but whatever, he didn't have anything. From small blind I always raise. If you look at the GTO strategy, solver limps sometimes and plays limp raises, but I don't wanna in raked games you don't wanna limp because you don't wanna play post flop. We'll get a 3-bet, which is good, so I will just 4-bet because we are deep stacked. I will 4-bet with a big sizing. I don't know what is like the correct sizing, but at this level, at an NL25, it's really hard to make a mistake by betting too much because people make ridiculous calls. 8-6 suited. I can 3-bet this hand, but I don't want to because I have two players with big stacks behind me. A7 off, we can defend. Get a check. Does it make sense to bet? I don't think so. He can have an 8. With a god shot I can bet, but this card doesn't really suit my range better than his range, so we get a large bet. He can have a7 like I do. Well, if he had king queen, it's a really poorly played king queen because he has to bet on the turn. So I don't think we ever fold a 7 here. Yeah, he had a queen. We have queen high. Do we want to bluff with it? We can bluff on the river. Okay, this is a bad river to bluff because he can now call with ace high. I considered bluffing on the river to make him fold ace high. Well, also this is like the thing at an NL25 you can win the showdown with queen high because people don't play aggressive enough. Ace 10 off. We're playing 7-handed at this table. If it was no ante game, I would have considered folding ace 10 off. Yeah, we don't defend ace 10 off against a 3-bet. Yeah, ace 10 off. We fold ace 7 off, so ace 10 off is like the lowest offsuited ace that we can open raise. 8-9 in raked game, it's a defend, I think, but we are deep stacked, so I don't want to play against this guy. If we played no ante, it would have been a fold with 8-9 off. With ante, it's a defend, but in deep stacks, I'm not sure. I can 3-bet 7-5 suited, but again, we are deep stacked, so this guy is deep stacked and this guy has like more than 100, so I don't want to play big pots with marginal hands. We never call 7-5 suited there. This guy can call as well. If we call, it will be really bad. We don't want to play a 3-way with 7-5 suited because the hand is dominated. Ace queen, we just 3-bet. Maybe it makes sense to 3-bet larger, but if we get folds, it's probably okay. 3x. From this position, we can like 3-bet even bigger. I can bet 1/3 on this pot on this flop, but because we have kings, I don't want to like balance at these stakes, so I will just go the larger sizing. If he has a 6 or a jack, he calls. 5 is not a good card, but he can still have 4-5, 7-5. Well, 7-5 maybe not, but I think there are like enough hands that call me on the turn. It's a little bit overplaying because he could have had like 4-7, but not really. Like he's not supposed to call like 65% with a gut shot. So yeah, this is why we bet. This is why we overbet the turn, because the board is very draw heavy. When a 7 hits on the river, we don't have a value bet anymore. So we try to get as many chips in the pot as possible on the turn, because many rivers are bad for us, like a deuce, a 4, a 5, a 6, everything, an 8, a 7. Okay, we got kings again. We can also check on the turn because he has like 5, 6. He has, I don't know what, or maybe, I think it's better to bet at an NL25. Okay, we are hoping that he bets and we get a snap check. When he snap checks, it can be a 9, it can be an 8. I don't think it's a queen, so, or it's a give up. So I don't really see why we want to bet this. Ten of hearts is a very bad river. He can have a jack, and he can have a jack that he played like really passive. So yeah, in theory we are not supposed to fold kings to this sizing, but I think in practice we will always see value here. But I will still call just to for the video. Okay, this is just garbage. Okay, we 3-bet. So with this hand, I want to bet. I want to try to make him fold an ace. He can have ace high. So on the flop, we just try to bet so just as much as can make an ace high fold. On the turn, we got the straight. So now we can do what? We can just bet a lot. 30. We just try to bet a lot because we have a straight, but also because we want to be committed to this pot on the river, like regardless of what card comes out. On the turn, we're trying to value bet a hand like wait. We're trying to value bet a flush draw, or a king, or 2-pair. So I think all of these hands call if we bet large. Do we want a 3-bet king 10 off, I don't think so. We never call here. We get a raise from a player with a very short stack. Check. Check is a give up pretty often, I think. We're just hoping that he doesn't bet. If he does, well, against this sizing we simply call because we have enough odds for a call. Deuce. Deuce of diamonds is an interesting card because he can have ace queen, ace jack, but he can have a 10 as well. Nice. King jack off, we 3-bet. Standard sizing is 12 on small blind. We want to 3-bet larger because we are out of position. We will be acting first. King 10 off. Do we want to call this hand? I don't know. I don't like that I am in a sandwich between two players that are deep stacked because people overcall on big blind in these situations, so I don't want to play. Our hand is bad to play three-way. We get a 3-bet from a short stack, so we just shove. It doesn't make sense to call here with jacks. We got to... Okay, we lost against ace 5. Yeah, this is why we run 2 boards. Yeah, pretty unlucky. King 10, I can 4-bet, but I don't know. King queen suited, we open, 8-4, we defend. He checks. Let's try to value bet ace high. Okay, here we just call. King queen suited, we have a gut shot. Okay, we got a call, so now we can try to go larger. The raise, we just shove. He can have a hand like pocket sevens or some bullshit, but yeah, we don't go anywhere with a 10. King queen. Okay, he shows ace high, nice. King queen got shot. Do we want to do anything? Probably not. I could have called with a gut shot, but it's kind of, we don't have a backdoor. If I had a king of hearts, I would have called for sure, but when I have 2 clubs on this board, it's really like we are calling just to float king queen. Floating means like calling with the intention to bluff on the next street, and it would have been an expensive bluff. We got a pot bet, which is not good on this board, but we cannot do anything other than just call because we have a top pair and a draw and a backdoor. Pot bet doesn't look good for us. I don't know, I think given that it's probably a reg player, I can just fold my hand. He can have a 7, but he's just short stacked. So I think when he's committing to the pot so much, then he has value more often than a bluff. We are playing with the assumption that this guy sucks, which is reasonable because it's NL25, so we don't anticipate enough bluffs in this line. Pot bet. 1/3. If he goes bet, it will be really tough. Yeah, I don't like it already. It's the kind of hand where we have to call because on this board we're not folding top pair, but it's really easy for him to have a better queen. One big blind is a check, so we are happy to check back. We won against the worst queen. With ace high we have showdown, I think. Defend pocket threes. Yeah, with ace high we just win against king high, so no need to bet because we have showdown. When action goes check. With threes we check. This is a standard 1/3. We can potentially raise with threes, or I don't know. He has many bluffs here, so I can just call. This is a bad card because now if he had king 10 or king jack, we lose, or ace jack. Yeah, so nothing we can do here with pocket threes. But yeah, I think we have to call 1/3 on the flop because not so much is on that board. We really want a 3-bet against from this player, but yeah, we get a walk with aces. Never fails. We got a cold call. Do we wanna bet this? Because we are deep stacked, I will play it like a little bit more. Okay, here we can just call it. I'm not gonna 3-bet. If he has a 10, he will continue betting, so we can just win against value at this point. can just win against value. So f4 is a good card for me because he's less likely to have pocket fours, and a nine is not as bad as it may seem because we are blocking straights and we win against two pair if he has 10-9. So on the river we can win against value. Here we can win against value, but okay, 1/2 against two players, I fold. Yeah, here we're just call. Yeah, he rivered a flush, which is really unfortunate, but I lost the minimum in this hand because if I bet, then he would have called with a 10 and the pot would have been bigger, so my line was okay. We can play queen 5 aggressively, but yeah. Queen 10 off, I will fold to a 3-bet. Okay, we have an ace with a shitty kicker. Do we want to bet? We can start with a check because we don't have a diamond, and now we can value bet. Just try to get paid from a 10 or a flush draw if he played it passively. I'm not sure if I get called from if I bet and he has a 10. I'm not sure if he calls. I will just check back. I don't know if he would have called this, but he probably would have, but I think in theory it's a check back. Okay, pocket aces, we will just 3-bet. I will still go 13 even though he didn't raise for 2.5, but he will probably fold, but we still want to 3-bet with large sizing. If he has it, he has it. We never call this on big blind because we want the pot to be bigger, so we always 3-bet with pocket aces. From button, I open raise for 2.5, and from small blind, I open raise for 3, and from every other position, I open raise for just 2. Because like button is the best. Button is the best position in poker, so we can go for like larger sizings. And on small blind, we size it up because we are out of position, so we want to get more folds pre-flop. This is a really fun run out because my hand got counterfeited, so now we must bluff. So I will probably get called, but we still want to bluff. Yeah, he could have could have called in this spot because, well, you have to know to call here. You have to know that your opponent really bluffs counterfeited small pairs, which many players at NL25 will not think about. Pocket threes we just fold, I think, because we don't have a diamond. Even if he has a Jack 10 or something, he has a lot of equity against our hand. So not so much to do here with pocket threes. Literally any card in the deck that can come out on the turn is an overcard to our hand. So if we call, we're just hoping to see a 3. Did he snap check? I didn't understand what happened here because the action like instantly came to me, but whatever. I will bet large on this flop. Okay, now we can win against 6-7. Do we want to play check call? Probably we do. He bets really small. I'm assuming that he checks back at 5 on the river. So if he tries to bluff, I'm not gonna, like if he bets, I'm not gonna call with this. I'm just hoping that he checks back. Yeah, and we win against an empty hand. Ace king suited, 3-bet, no callers. We got a limper. He's not supposed to limp anything in this stack depth. Check. When they check, it's usually like they either have nothing or they have a draw, so we'll try to, on this board we can like bet large because the board is draw heavy. We were blocking pairs, but whatever, if he had a gut shot or something, he would have called. Gut shot with an overpair, I think. The guy who limps 100 big blinds deep would have called. Okay, queen jack suited. Do we want to 3-bet this hand? I think we just call because we are deep stacked. 8-7 suited, I will 3-bet. In theory, it's not a 3-bet. It can be a call, but most of the time it's a fold. This board, well, it kind of suits us, but the way people play, he would have called with like ace jack, ace queen, pocket nines, pocket jacks. People play really passive. We'll try to float. We gotta check. So on monotone, we just go a range bet 1/4. Here we get an overbet, easy fold. Okay, I think that my opponent has like a lot of hands that hit this board, so I will just call. I'm not gonna like raise or anything. Yeah, we now lose to king queen of hearts, but yeah, the fact that he shoves on the river makes me feel even better because if we check it back, if he checked back and won with king high, it would have been really lame. but yeah, he probably has it, so there's nothing we can do with 8-7. On this board, we can start with a check. Here we have a 3, so now we have the best hand probably. Okay, do we want to play queen suited? I think we do. I'm betting with a 3 just to get protection from hands like king queen. Okay, we played king queen suited aggressively and we took it down. Cold calling king queen suited is a bad play because you'll have to play a multi-way pot against better hands. Ace 5. Okay, he bets less than 1/5 of the pot. I don't know. In theory, we have to call. In practice, maybe it's better to call when we have a heart. Yeah, now we can fold. Open raise everything from small blind. This board is bad for us, so we check everything out of position. He bets half pot, so we just call. 7 of diamonds is a really bad card. If he was betting with a 6, he got his straight. So now it doesn't look good anymore for us. We open raise pocket aces and we gotta walk again. Half pot, half pot. Yeah, I don't think we can do anything. I defended really loose, but I know that this is a rec player. We'll just play check call. Three, 7, 7. We have no diamonds, so I'll just take the showdown. Half pot, half pot. We have showdown value, so now we have to tank on the river and hope that he thinks that we have something and he checks back with a bluff and we win with deuce. That's the game plan. We're hoping to win against queen jack. We just need him to check back with a bluff. Well, he had it. Yeah, if we raised on the flop, he wouldn't have folded a king, so Again, I lost the minimum in this hand. 5, 6. I want to play. Maybe it's better to 3-bet because this guy is really lured to call. Okay, this is a pretty bad board for our hand. Okay, against the half pot, I still want to raise because we just have 8 high. So let's try to run a giga bluff with a gut shot. Okay, a 9 is a bad card because now when the board pairs, it's really easy for him to bluff catch. We just give up on this card. Jack. Yeah, this is the problem about this hand. If he has ace queen or ace king, he's not folding on the river because people really like to bluff catch on these boards when the board pairs 2 times. No one bluffs on them. I mean, people don't bluff like as often as they should. But yeah, he had a 9. And he bet half pot with a 9, which is also interesting. 10-9-10 with a shitty kicker. We just check on the flop. We're not trying to make a big pot with this hand. Against a limp and an isolate, I will just 3-bet my hand. Okay, now does it make sense to bet with 10-9? Why not? Now we check back. Okay, he had a jack. Yeah, this guy is not as bad as some other players. Pocket nines. We can call this. We can call this. We cannot 3-bet this. This is a recreational player. If he shoves, we can call with 9s. Okay, we hit a 9. Check, check. Yeah, this is pretty lame, but we want to make the pot bigger, so here we just go for 1/4. Yeah, they didn't have anything. 5 of spades is a really bad run out. We're just hoping to see a check back from a 4, and it doesn't happen. So, not gonna bluff catch here. Okay, I called with a 5 and I got another 5. So now we have the best hand. He bets. Well, against the recreational, I think we just play our hand like the nuts. So we'll just raise it to roughly the pot size. Okay, this is a really funny run out because he could have bet an 8, but he also can have a queen. I don't know if my hand is worth value. Maybe it is, because we are playing against a reg player. He has all 8s. Okay, let's play it safe. This is a funny sizing. I don't even know what he represents, but we obviously call here, but yeah, he overplays a queen. But yeah, I think he could have had an 8 in this line, and when he limps, he has like a lot of 8s. I don't know if like what he has more, 8s or queens, because we obviously get a call from a queen there. Okay, I wanna 3-bet large because we know that it's a red player. King queen. Okay, here we are not deep stacked, so I will. Okay, or maybe not. This guy is short, so I don't like 3-betting, because if we get a shove with king queen off, it's really lame because we cannot call. Okay, I want to check. Okay, let's play check here. Here we fold. Here we have the best hand with ace high, so I will just check, because he is calling like a lot of garbage. So now we assume that we have the best hand, and we just hope that he has something. If he has a pocket pair or a jack, he's not folding. So here we can just go all in for value. Okay, yeah, we got called by a jack. What do we want to do on this board? Do we want to re-raise? I think re-raise looks too strong, because we have the absolute nuts. So, and he's first to act, so if he bets, we can shove. Yeah, he bets. I think he has the same hand, but we don't have any other option than to go all in. Here we 3-bet pocket 8s. Yeah, he had 10-9. This is a poorly played 10-9, but it's a really good hand for us. 6-7 suited is a standard 3-bet. I will still 3-bet, even though we are like a little deep stacked, but the hand is too pretty, and it is a 3-bet even in large stacks. Four, 5. I like 3-betting. As an NL25, people overcall. They cold call pre-flop a lot, and in this spot where button open raises and I'm on small blind and I have big blind, like I always want to 3-bet, even though like I can call, but I don't like calling because people overcall and we will have to play a 3-way very often. Pocket sixes we 3-bet in heads up. And we got 2 overcards to our hand. We can bet just to make him fold ace high, or we can just check call. Against this sizing we check call. We have backdoors, we have backdoor straight, backdoor flush, so we have an easy call. Against the button we don't 3-bet pocket sixes. In theory we can with some weight, but I'm not gonna do that. Queen is a bad run out. He can have 10-9. He can have queen 10. Yeah, so we just check back. We just check, and I think we just give up. With sixes here, we call. Yeah, 10. We are not calling 10 big blinds. Yeah, we don't like it. At this point it's a fold with pocket sixes because there are 3 overcards and a straight on the board. Here we can just check call with sixes. Yeah, he checked back and we won the pot. 7 to 9 we have a low equity hand, so we just check. Nothing we can do against an overbet. Ace king open raise. King queen suited. Our hand is too good not to 3-bet. 7-4 suited, by the way, also can be a 3-bet, but let's call this time. 10-9 off is a fold. Always. Queen jack off. I will 3-bet just because he open raise for 2. They sometimes you see people open raising for 3. Like the other guy, he open raised for 3 when I 3-bet with 4-5 suited. Queen jack off, like it's a 3-bet in theory, but 5-10 off, by the way, maybe a defend. Against this sizing, let's 3-bet for 24. Sorry, 4-bet. We got a really small 3-bet here, so okay, we got an all-in with pocket aces. This is why we 3-bet garbage like 4-5. Well, not really. We 3-bet 4-5 because it's a good 3-bet. 4-7 off. Do we want to open it? I think so. Here we have backdoors. Again, do I want to play? Okay, I don't want to raise. I think I want to just float this hand. Okay, this is a pretty good turn. A6, we bet super small. We bet 1/5 of the pot because we're blocking calls. Against a raise, we have a gut shot. I don't think he called. Okay, let's fold this. Here I think I just want to call because I know that it's a reg player and he bets really big, so I don't anticipate to see that many folds if I shove. So I don't wanna like reshove my hand. I will just call. Okay, we got the nuts. So now the question is if we wanna dunk shove. I think we do. Okay, with ace high and heads up, we assume that we have the best hand, even though I can bet this, but yeah, for him it's really hard to find like value here. If he had a king, yeah, maybe if he's thinking, maybe it's not, well, I don't know. Ace queen. Okay, he folded. Well, maybe I should have checked. Yeah, I'm playing two heads up tables, which is kind of lame. Yeah, I need to close like one heads up table or something. Because like, okay, let's sit out here. Yeah, I was planning to do like 7-handed tables. With king high, I can have showdown. I can potentially raise, but I think I have showdown with king high, so I can just call. What do we want to do on the queen? Do we want to donk? Okay, we gotta check back. I don't think that he ever checks back an ace, but if he does, I think he calls like 10. Yeah, when he checks back on a queen, it looks like a give up. Okay, this is not a heads up video, so with a backdoor, we will check and bluff on our cards on the turn. Okay, now he overbets. Yeah, this opponent is kind of aggressive for NL25, but yeah, I will just because I turned the jack, I don't want to fold, and I will bluff catch, save rivers. Yeah, this is the safest river possible. Check, and he checks. I think he always has a give up. Yeah. Yeah, I think we don't want to play heads up because we were not supposed to play heads up, but also this is like a decent opponent because this is a very good play with 3-4 because on a deuce, any flush draw missed, any straight draw missed. It's so easy to bluff catch for me, and it's a great give up with 4-3 from my opponent, which means that he understands something in poker, so we don't want to play with him. Okay, it's a 1 hour long video, so I think we stop here. Alright, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.